Hi everyone. I thought I'd come on today to do a reading around the holidays. I mean, it's a tough time for a lot of people, and in particular, a lot of emotions come up, and because emotions come up and we're around family and we're around people a lot, there tends to be a lot of ungrounding that can happen with us. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to look at a reading for you on what needs to be released this holiday season. So maybe what situation you're dealing with right now, what emotions are coming up. There's something from your shadow that's coming up. So what needs to be released? Then I want to look at what it is that's coming up in your shadow, and then what you're going to receive once you heal this part of your shadow, and you'll be able to receive something. So I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and I'm going to ask for 3 cards, 3 individual cards for my top row, and then I'm going to clarify that with the Rider-Waite. So let's begin with what needs to be 1 card for what needs to be released this holiday season. 1 card, please. And that one came flying out. All right, we have the Star. What's coming up in the shadow? What's coming up in your shadow in order to release it? What's coming up in your shadow in order to release it? What's coming up in your shadow in order to release it? 1 card, please. And I have too many cards here. What's coming up in your shadow in order to release it? The 5 of Swords in reverse. And what will you receive once you've released this? What will you receive once you've healed this? What will you receive once you've released it? Again, too many cards there. What will you receive once you've... These 2 cards. I'm going to take this one. It came flying out. This one fell out of my hand. So, okay, the 3 of Wands in reverse. All right. And now I want to look at... I want 3 cards of clarification for each card here. 3 cards of clarification for each card. One more shuffle here. All right, 3 cards, please, for the Star. Clarification for the Star. 3 cards for clarification for the Star. I have the Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and I need 1 more card, please. One more card, please. This one came up. I'm going to put that sideways here. Okay, 5 of Swords. Ooh, I got too many cards there. So I'm going to start that one over. The 5 of Swords, please. 3 cards for clarification. I have the 3 of Wands, the High Priestess, and 1 more card, please. 1 more card. 1 more card. The Knight of Cups in reverse. 3 of Wands in reverse. 3 cards for clarification, please. Knight of Wands. Two more cards, please. This one wants to come out. King of Swords in reverse. And I'm going to take these 2, the 4 of Cups and the Hangman. The Hangman. All right. Now, I want an overall energy for this reading. So what I'm going to do is I have this the Sacred Medicine Oracle deck, and I want to take, pull an oracle card from this deck just to give us an overall energy reading for this. Let's see. I don't know if one's going to pop out here. Really. Oh, there we go. The New Spirit. Hope. Ooh, beautiful card. Okay, let's read about that. The New Spirit. New Spirit Moon, sorry. New Spirit Moon, Hope. All right, so let's look at that. That's number 3. Okay. A sliver of hope and magic. The new moon is a clean slate for you to create. Call up your intentions during this time. Listen to the rumbles of creation that exist in the core of your soul. What lights you up? What feels like fuel for your sacred fire? What is calling to you from the invisible realm of possibility, and how you will feel when your dreams become reality? Your specific intentions at this time are sacred dreams waiting to be birthed. This card comes your way to remind you that no dream is too big. The stars are waiting for your instructions. The grandmother moon is waiting to reflect your inner light and shine brightly over the world with its radiance. New moons are a time of possibility and alignment. Stay focused on your thoughts and align them with your greatest visions. Center your mind with the most healed outcomes you can imagine. At this moment, miracles are possible. Use this time to plant the seeds of inspiration and tend to them, weeding out that which no longer interests or serves you. Healing affirmation. I am ready to plant the seeds of my future. I stay aligned in my thoughts and focus what is possible. Wow, it's a beautiful card. Okay, so let's see how everything is going to relate to this new moon of hope. And so let's begin with what's showing up right now for you and what needs to be released during the holiday season. We begin with the Star card. And the Star card really is that card for me of hope. It's that guidance card. I mean, if we think of the Christian story in Bethlehem when the three wise men followed that star. And sometimes I like to pick certain stories from, so it was, for them, it was a guidance system, right? So for me, the star is a guidance system. It's that something out there that we are drawn towards, and we're not quite sure what it is usually, but we all have this yearning, I'm going to call it, this yearning inside us that pulls us sort of forward. And I think for a lot of us, that's what really keeps us going. So you really have a nice card to start off with, which is, you know, this guidance system, this star of hope, if you want, which relates to the energy of what's happening here. So the next card is the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is an offer from the universe that wants us to start to examine and look at our emotions this holiday season. So this is what's coming up for you this holiday season. And I know in a lot of countries right now it's winter. So depending on where you are, depending on what country you're in, what state you're in, it could depend on whether or not you're seeing any snow and whether or not it's cold right now. And so a lot of times when you change seasons, and especially if you're sitting in winter right now, it is a time where we're asked to get really still inside of ourselves. And because we're around this holiday season, there are going to be so many conflicting emotions that are coming out for us. And so what's asking us to be released here is there's some emotions that need to be released. Because the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, and there's this woman that's looking out for, hanging on to hope, looking for some guidance in her life. And this Wheel of Fortune said there's so many infinite possibilities out there that are going to bring you abundance. There's so much out there from the state that you're in right now and what you're feeling right now during this time, during the holidays. But it's in reverse, so there is a resistance to seeing that there is a way out of these emotions that you're clinging on to right now. Because I see this came sort of out sideways, so it could go either or, in reverse or upright. This is really a time where, we're asked to, and because it is the end of the year too, so we're asked to just look at right now, what is really weighing us down? These swords right here are all our mental energies, and they can take so much out of us when we get stuck in our head and we're just, turning and turning and turning. So to me, it looks like what needs to be released this holiday is you have some emotions, you have some spinning that's going around in your head. And I think what they're asking us to do is to look at some of the emotions that are keeping us spinning in our head. Like, there's so much out there, is it the loneliness? Is it the sadness? Is it the hopelessness? Because it does say that there's a star here that you're reaching for, and maybe you are feeling very hopeless right now that there is no star out there for you, that you're figuring that, this is the way that you're going to sort of be stuck in for a while, or maybe you have anxiety, lots of anxiety around this time, and you just can't figure a way, you can't get out of it. You're just really spinning around in your head. So what's coming up for you right now in your shadow? The first card is the Five of Swords, and that's in reverse. And the Five of Swords is that card where, I'm looking at, you're really having, I see it as a big emotion that's coming up for you right now, where this is the card in the Rider-Waite, where you have this individual standing here with a sword, and he's won this battle, and he had this grimace on his face, and you see these two individuals in the background where they're feeling a lot of shame because they're hiding their face. And in this card, you see the individual here with that big sword in the Rider-Waite. He's in the background here, and he's saying, I won. But I like this deck because it brings those small individuals in the Rider-Waite deck, and it brings them up to the forefront here and saying, this is what's happened. I've been beaten. I've been really, really beaten. And this is what's happening to you because you have all these swords that have been going on in your head, and you're not seeing where the star is taking you. And you're really in your head with these swords. And this particular card tells me that I think there's a lot of unworthiness with you that's going on. And that unworthiness of just feeling less than is coming up, I think, this holiday season for you. A real unworthiness. Because, there's this Three of Wands that comes up here, and it says, there is something out there for you, and there is something, if you were to, go inwards during this holiday season, take some time to get still and take some time to ground. There is something here for you, because the Three of Wands is that sort of that start of a creative project that you've wanted to do, something that you've wanted to do for yourself. And I want this holiday season to be all about yourself, because there is something out here. Your shadow is coming up here. The High Priestess wants us to really, there's these two posts right here. This is a really strong Major Arcana card in that it really presents the intuitive side to our feminine part. And there's these two pillars right here, and I think a lot of people interpret this card as saying, she's the ruler. She holds this book of the Torah, the book of law, and you can't get past here. But you can get past here. There is a way out, and the way out to get to all this abundance, these beautiful flowers are in the background, is that we need to go inwards. She's very much the intuitive side of the feminine aspect of ourselves, and we all have that, whether we're male or female. It doesn't matter. The gender doesn't matter here. But she's very much the ruler of our intuition, if you want. And she says to us, well, we need to go inwards. We need to go inwards because the shadow is saying, there's some little creative aspect about ourselves if we go inwards that we can find out about ourselves. Because we really are, I see you're searching for direction in what needs to be released, and you're really caught up in your head with some emotions and your unworthiness about doing what you want to do for yourself. But the Knight of Cups is coming in reverse. And all my knights in my deck are freedom fighters. And freedom fighters want to want to be free. They want to be free to create something. They want to be free from people around them that are controlling them, that any sort of control that they have. But this night is in reverse for you. And so this night means that there's this block to your freedom, if you want. There's a block to this freedom of going inwards and finding out what it is in your shadow that you have, because there's so much unworthiness around that's coming up for you. I can feel it. I can feel this unworthiness saying that I don't deserve what's coming to me. I don't deserve what's coming to me, right? So let's look at what what's coming up now for what we're going to receive. So once we work on this unworthiness that we have about ourselves, so that talks to me of some shame that maybe is coming up, because that's where our unworthiness comes from. The emotion that we're dealing with here is a lot of shame. And so once we start to go inwards, and we find out what our, we listen to ourselves and our intuition, we can start to feel that emotion and deal with that shame that we have around this holiday season. Because the Three of Wands is coming up again here for what's coming forward for you. So if you release some of that unworthiness and that shame that's coming up from your shadow, the Three of Wands is coming up again, which is very interesting, because we saw it right here in our shadow. So we saw the Two of Wands, and now the Three of Wands is coming up, which is very interesting, because the Two of Wands is that just the little nudge that there might be something different out there for you is in your shadow. And the Three of Wands is really nice, because what's happening here, you're going to receive is that actual being able to make the first step. Once you clear out some of that shame that you have and that unworthiness that you have, the first step of your creativity is going to come out here for you as a release. But it is right now very much blocked for you. So, I think the tarot was telling us that the Knight of Wands here is quite a fast knight in the deck. He's not the fastest, but I'm going to tell you one thing, that he is the most creative knight in the deck. And again, like I said, this is my freedom fighter. So this is the one that's going to take off. This is the one that's going to take off. It's an adolescent part of us. The knight is always an adolescent part of us. And adolescents want to be free. They want to be free to be authentic, and they want to be free to be creative. They want to be free to do what they want to do. And there's a knight here that's coming out for you. And so I think that the tarot is saying you need to take on the energy of this knight and saying, this is what I want to do. And so once you get rid of that shame and that unworthiness, this is what's going to come out for you. This is what's going to come out for you, is that drive to go out and do what you want to do. And the King of Swords, is in reverse here. The King of Swords is normally the king is that masculine, strong masculine part of ourselves that is very much in control of his mind, in that if he gets these ideas, because swords is all about these belief systems or these ideas or these thoughts that we're not good enough. If that were to come to the King of Swords, he would know that, no, that's not my thought. That's someone else's thought. That's the shame that was given to me from someone else. And again, this King of Swords in reverse. So this King of Swords is very much still in a position where he's believing his own thoughts. And so I think the tarot is really saying here that, in order to turn this King of Swords around, you have to stop believing your own thoughts of shame and unworthiness, because they're not yours. They came from someone else. And here's this final, almost final card here. It's the Four of Cups. And sometimes once we start to, work on these feelings of shame and our unworthiness, and we get this hope to kind of want to do something different for ourselves. And 2024 is coming. Maybe this is going to be your year where you want to do something different, but there's this feeling of, but you'll go back into the shell again, and you'll say, well, I don't want to feel anymore because feeling's painful and I'm fine, I'm good on my own here with these 3 cups. But the universe is coming in and saying, no, you got to accept this 4th cup here that we're giving you. This 4th cup of continuing to feel, continuing to battle these thoughts of unworthiness in your head with working through those emotions of shame and unworthiness that are not yours. Someone else gave them to you. That's what shame's all about. Someone else gave us this shame. And you know what? Once you do that, you're going to start to see yourself from a brand new perspective, a new perspective. You're going to be able to hang upside down and go, wow. And it brings just a new awareness to your situation. Once you realize that these feelings of unworthiness and these feelings of shame don't belong to you, that they were given to you, and that you have them in your shadow, and it's something that you need to work on during this time of stillness that we're all asked to take while we're in a I know that it's a season of busyness and worrying and stress, but it's actually not supposed to be that. It's very much a time where we're asked to go inwards, right? We're asked to go inwards here and find our intuition and find out what it is that, what it is we're gonna want to take on maybe for 2024, maybe what it is we're gonna take on for ourselves. So this holiday season, take some time to yourself, go inwards and start to look at some of those feelings of unworthiness and where they come from. And here's this new hope that we're going to take on for ourselves once and for all. We're going to put ourselves first, and we're going to take this on and start to look at and start to take that cup from the universe. Take that cup from the universe and say, you know what? I want to go deeper. I want to go deeper. I want to work out these emotions once and for all, and especially that one of unworthiness that we all carry around. We all have shame. So it's time. It's time during this season to take some time to ourselves and work on where do those emotions come from. I hope this helps you. I'm going to leave you with a video right here. And it is a video that I've done on my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's going to help you it's going to give you some more tips to get you through the holiday season. So take a look at that and see if that helps you. Good luck with this, and I wish you well during this holiday season. Bye-bye.